thanks for coming. So excited for you getting married so soon. I just want to talk with you about sex. This is a big part of your marriage that you're walking into, and I want to help you feel ready. We're going to talk just some of the big picture vision for sex, and then also some practical tips. And then if you have any questions, we'll get to those at the end. Sex is a gift from God for your marriage. There's not another way to connect to people as deeply and as fully as sexual intercourse does. So I just want to encourage you to go ahead and give yourselves to it. It's worth figuring out, investing time and energy into. Sex is not dirty. So I know for a long time the idea is don't even think about it. We're not going there. We can't do that. But I just want to say the reason for that was not to protect you from something as much as it was to protect sex for you for this point. So it is, like I said, it's a gift from God, and it's a good thing for your marriage. So it's such an opportunity to build trust with each other and to be vulnerable and honest. We've talked about how important communication is in so many other aspects of your relationship, and I just want to say it is huge, again, for sex, for your intimate relationships. You've got to communicate with each other, and the investment, the communicating that you do in that area carries over to the rest of your marriage. So when things are going well sexually, you're feeling better about the rest of your relationship as a whole. And when things aren't going well, or you're not investing time in your physical relationship, it puts distance between you and the rest, just in your normal lives. So don't think of it just as an isolated, separate piece of your relationship, but as a really core part of your whole marriage. So again, it's worth it, it's valuable, and it's fun. It's not some chore or some job you have to do. It really is. It's an adventure and a treat. So yeah, just want to help you be ready for that. Some practical things about sex. One of the things I didn't know going in is that sex is messy. And so it's good to keep, a washcloth or, a t-shirt you just took off or something, to keep it nearby to kind of help with that, with catching that mess. It's not a huge deal, but it can be kind of sticky and uncomfortable later. So it's a good idea to have something around to clean up with. Sex can be painful right off the bat when when it's something you're not used to doing. Your body isn't used to moving or to being stretched in that way. So the first couple times it may be painful. You actually might bleed a little bit, and that's okay. That doesn't mean you need to stop. It's just your body getting used to something new, and the more you do it, the easier it's going to get. So it's not excruciating or anything. It can be a little bit painful. Lubricant will help with that. James is talking with your fiance, giving him a lot more of the mechanics and practical details, but he will also talk with him about lubricant. But just so you know, lubricant can really help with that. And then relax, truly. And I know it's a new thing. It can feel really, really scary to be so exposed and vulnerable, but the more tense you are, the more likely it is to be uncomfortable. So as best you can, try to really just relax and enjoy what you're doing, and it will work better. And it won't always hurt or anything like that. It's just the first couple times. And like I said, that's not going to be different if you stop and try again the next day or whatever. It's a matter of kind of breaking through a layer of skin, I think, muscle, whatever, in your body, and then it gets better. So go ahead and go for it. Nothing to be scared of. The first couple times you guys have sexual intercourse, it will probably be over fairly quickly, because your new husband isn't used to seeing you and touching you and doing this. It's all going to be really, really exciting for him. He's going to be aroused really quickly, really easily, and he'll probably orgasm pretty quickly also. And so just so you know, the first couple times may be shorter than you are anticipating, and that's fine. As long as you don't have a goal in your mind of what you have to achieve for this to be a good sexual encounter or good first night, whatever, you're gonna do great. So really a great win for your honeymoon, as a whole, especially your wedding night, is just to enjoy being naked together. So have fun, do what you want. You don't have to stop now, but don't feel like you're measuring success by any certain standard because that's not necessary and you can't control those things. So as you guys have sex more often, your husband will learn to, he'll get better at slowing down and at making that last longer. But no big deal. Just want you to know that it can happen quickly right off the bat. It can take a while before you get to where you both experience orgasm at the same time, and that's okay. It's okay to spend time on one of you and then the other, or just, you're doing this together. The point is just, again, building trust, enjoying each other. I can't say enough. Don't have a goal in your head of this is how we know we did a good job if whatever. It's not about that. Truly just enjoy doing this together. Sometime in the next couple days, right before your wedding, I'd like you and your fiance to have a conversation about your wedding night and specifically, about your honeymoon and specifically your wedding night, just what your expectations are for that evening. It's really helpful if you both go in kind of having an idea of what is going to happen. I'm gonna want to shower first. Do you want to change, or do you want him to undress you from what you're wearing from your wedding? It's something, think about what your expectations are and talk with him about it. Also, do you want candles or music or things like that? Who's providing that? Who's making sure that those things can happen? I just want you to have a plan in place so that it can be everything that you're both expecting. Something really important for you to know is that it really matters for you to communicate and respond to your husband. It can feel so uncomfortable, out of character to be vocal during sex, but it matters. And so if you're just quiet the whole time, he doesn't have a clue if you're enjoying yourself or what you're thinking. So go ahead and talk to him, or at least respond, make noises, or say his name, tell him you like what he's doing, you like how he's touching you, whatever. But don't just make him guess, because he doesn't have a way to tell. And it's really not fair to him, because you can tell pretty easily if he's having a good time. If he's enjoying himself, it's pretty obvious, and it's pretty easy to get him there, But it's a lot harder for guys to help their wives be aroused and really enjoy themselves, because we're way less predictable. Something that feels good one day is not the same formula the next day. So cut him some slack. Tell him what you're experiencing. Tell him if you like what he's doing, or give him a suggestion of what to do instead. Just like every other aspect of your relationship, communicate. Also, initiate with your husband. It is a big deal. There's really nothing you can do that will communicate more to him that he is awesome than to know that you desire him. So initiate sex with him, flirt with him, the whole deal. It's good and right and holy for you to do those things once you're married. So please go for it. Initially, it can be hard to find the right angle for him to come inside you. So it can feel so awkward to even have trouble with that. You want it to just happen easily and be simple and magical, and it feels funny to have to figure it out, but it's so normal, and you're gonna figure it out, and it's gonna become easy for you. So if those first couple times, if it's hard, you can scoot to the edge of the bed, and he could actually stand while he comes inside of you. You could slide a pillow under your bottom while you're lying on your back so that the angle is a little bit different. Whatever you need to do, it's fine. There's no shame in it. And as you get better at it, I encourage you, try different positions in bed or different rooms in your house. It's fun and exciting to change things up, so please go for it. Sometimes people ask about boundaries once they're married. Are there any things that are off limits now that you're married? Basically, as long as whatever the thing is that you're wondering about, as long as it involves both of you and only the two of you, and both of you feel honored and loved and safe and good about what you're doing, then it's fine. So, for example, masturbation includes only one person, and pornography involves a third person. So those would be off limits. But Other different things are fine to experiment with. So oral sex is usually a question that people have. I want to tell you it's worth doing. It doesn't have to be this week or this year if you're uncomfortable with the idea, but that can be good. Different kinds of lingerie, different positions for sex, whatever. It's good to experiment with and to play with if you're both comfortable with it and willing to try. So please don't pressure each other into anything that the other person isn't comfortable doing, but also just want to encourage you to be adventurous, to be willing to take some risks as you build trust. Again, the biggest piece of the whole sexual relationship is trusting each other, being vulnerable, and really just enjoying each other and valuing each other. So like I said, there's not a formula or a goal for the first night, the first week, the first year. Truly just work on investing in this relationship because you're going to be benefiting from this for the rest of your life. And the best sex of your lives is not going to be in the next couple weeks. And that's okay. It's going to be something that you look back on really fondly, remember really sweetly, and it's just going to get better from here. Do you have any questions for me? All right, then let me pray for you.